So it's a very beautiful afternoon here in the studios, and then I would normally shoot my videos in the evening. But this wonderful friend of mine, lovely friend of mine, wanted me to, tell him about what I have here in my studios for his tech channel. By the way, don't forget to like the video, because when you do that, you actually deceive the algorithm that the video is doing well and the channel is doing well, which, by the way, is doing very well. You should check it out. All right, so let's get straight into the video. Now, normally, this is what we actually have this in the studio that turns the video you guys watch into this. I'm going to categorize this into three main things, right? I'm going to talk about the light, the audio, and the video, and then the other props that are around that you guys are curious about. So I'm going to start off with the light. Now, there's a very interesting story behind me buying this light. I used to have the normal softbox with a bulb inside. Now, what happens is that you can't change the intensity, neither can you change the temperature. And so it became a cake, sitting down and then you have harsh light on your forehead. So that's something I never loved. So I watched a couple of videos and I realized that now I could get something that would turn the whole studio upside down. So that's what I did eventually. Now, this is something you see as light completely, but each of them were bought differently. So I'm going to talk about them in that manner. So the first thing I got was obviously the Goddess SL60 watts, right? Now, this is an average price thing because I had to, be strict in my budget. So the price was around 2,500. I had one which was 1,900 and I had one which was around 4,000 and 3,000. But I thought to myself, let me buy what is in between. So I got that. And now I bought it at Medoc shop in Casablanca here in Morocco. So that's where I got it from. And then when you buy this thing, it normally comes with a cap. Now that cap actually helps you put a light at a particular spot, just like the stage lights you guys have been seeing on screens, which came along with this one. But just that I would really love it for a large number of people and sometimes myself. So why not think of softbox? So I bought the softbox the same day. Now the softbox, I bought the first one, which was actually in the form of a cone. And then it has 120 centimeters of diameter. So that was what I was using for myself for videos like this. Then there was a point where I needed to do podcast. So I thought to myself, well, if I'm to do podcast, why not search for the one that is Bob? Now, this is a very good, something that good diffuser, one may put it, or softbox, because this is what it does. Now, when you are under this light, you don't see shadows. But whenever I remove this thing and this light hits on your skin, it's very harsh to the extent that you start seeing shadows. So that's why everybody advises each and everyone to buy a softbox. So I got this thing at 500 dirhams. And yeah, it doesn't have a branding, by the way, but well, it's good. It doesn't have it. But the other one is called the Nice Photo. That's how, and it comes with a grid. This one does not come with a grid, just in form of a bulb. Now, when you buy this, you need a giraffe. I used to have the black, stand, but it wasn't so tough enough to hold this heavy light that weighs around probably 10 kilos or 9 kilos, right? So I needed to buy a giraffe eventually. So I bought this one as 2,600. Now, I used to have the pole until I got a giraffe because I needed the light to be in this particular 90 degrees angle. Probably it's more than that. I know my mathematics is weak. So at this point, I got this thing. Now, this thing is called giraffe, but I don't know which brand, but all I know is called giraffe. And then I got this thing 2,600 dirhams, so which is around $260. And that's the story behind it, because I needed something that could hold that thing. And I got it here in Casablanca as well. The same place I got my Godox SL60 watt video light. Speaking of lights, I don't only have white lights. I have lights that can give forth all sorts of colors, because that's what you saw in the video previously. So I got this RGB LED. Now I got this from Instagram. So I was rolling on Instagram and then I realized that they were selling this thing. So I hopped into the DM of whosoever was selling it and I got both of them at 600 dirhams, each 300. Now it's an RGB. That's how French will call it. It's an RGB. Now, before I got these two guys, I used to have this one, which I bought 600 dirhams. Now this is very powerful. You only have to charge it and then use it and it's like, it's really can do a full podcast. So this is something I really love. And I normally will use this one as the key light and this one as the fill light. So that's something I really love. So you can change the temperature of it. Let me on it. So you can change the temperature, like that. And the intensity as well. It also comes with RGB. Now this one has no brand written on it. So unfortunately, It's not branded. Now, what I will normally do to on the other two RGBs is just come here in my waist. All right, now it's on perfectly. Now I have the remotes, obviously, to change it. Since I have 3 remotes, I decided to keep one of them. I've blocked the battery so that I don't waste battery. So I will normally look for the right one. I don't think this is the right one either. So I'm trying to look for the right. It's not it. It's not it. And I believe it should be this one.
No, it's the other.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
Because it took time. So yeah. Let me see. Oh, it's one of these. It's very difficult, huh? It's one of them. Yeah, it's this one. So this is what I will normally be doing until I finally get the right remote. And one will say, why won't I just hide this one and keep this one? Yeah, it's a nice idea. So I'm just doing that right now. And so that's all about light. I guess I think if there's more to talk about, but then let me see. This one I got it at 600 gram. I might have spoken about it already. And then I needed to make my video a little bit catchy with all sorts of colors. So that's why I got this. And yeah, I also got it the same place I bought this one. So that's it. I bought it at Midoc's shop in Casablanca. I'll put their link in the description if the owner of the channel agrees to do that. I'm just here to present whatever I have on me. And yeah, aside that, we have lights in the studio, which once in a while we on if there is a need be and stuff like that. But we always try our best to close every door in order to prevent light from any angle and keep the light that we have here so that the video looks clean. That's what we will normally do. And yeah, I don't know if the one behind the camera has some question for me.
Okay. You mentioned the prices. So currently, if one wants to buy one, what should it be in dollars?
Okay. If someone wants to buy complete stand, giraffe, salt box, and everything, well, it depends on what you want to use the light for. If it's an interview kind of thing, I think yeah. But I think the Bob salt box is okay. But if it is the other one, like one person, the console box is okay. And if there are 2 people, you would definitely need one console box here and the other one over here. So it depends on what you are buying. So for me, something like this, probably you should have, I think $600 will do, or $550 will do, and you can get something. But like the economy is running very fast, so things are happening, things are changing. So I can't really give you a very fixed figure, but I think that would do $550 to $600. Will do the magic. So
if you had a chance to buy another in place of this, which one will you?
Well, recently I've been looking at lights because I wanted to create one studio in my bedroom where I get to talk to people on social media, Instagram and then TikTok. So I was considering light, but then since it was in my room, I was considering the cheaper one, all right? But if I'm to buy something for this studio right now, I am buying something Godox, all right, or Amaran, which is very expensive, by the way, but then I'll just go for it because I really want quality stuff, which can last longer.
So any negatives on this?
Any negative on this? Yeah, I think the only thing I realized was I can only change the intensity, but not the temperature, unfortunately. When I say temperature, you see when you have your light, it gets so red and it gets so cold, like it gets so blue. So that's what I mean by temperature. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah. You didn't ask me about my RGB, if there are some bad side to it or not.
Oh yeah, you can add that as well.
Yeah, this one looks very weak. Well, I later realized that it's just a bulb that they place the normal RGB inside, but it looks very weak, by the way, and it's not that bright. But then to have the intensity to be high, you have to push all this light far from it. That's one thing we have to do, but our space is very small, so unfortunately. And this one, the bad side to it is that I started realizing that it goes slow very quickly.
Which you can't be using while charging.
You can't, unfortunately. You can't be using it while charging. I've tried it several times and it's horrible, by the way. It has no brand, so I'm not sure.
You have so many things. So isn't it possible to take a few of them away and then make it simple?
For me, I believe each and everything has a purpose. Like I said, this one separates the background from the individual. That's why. It's not only giving you that blue and red kind of thing, but it separates the individual, the subject, I would say, from the background. That's why I keep most of them here. Yeah. And it also makes people notice things, like people will not even focus on the leaf until they see some yellow light inside it. I'm like, that's clear.
think we are done with light. Let's go to another category.
All right, so the second category, which it's very important when you're shooting video, is audio. Now, let me tell you guys the secret behind it. You realize that these days people don't have time. People would want to do certain things while doing other things, so they claim they are multitasking, which I believe, like I do myself. So you see me editing and listening to music. I listen to the music because the music is good, right? It's the same with podcasts. It's the same with videos. Now you open your tab with YouTube somewhere and someone will be speaking. And imagine the audio is very horrible and you have to be doing something, cooking, and you want to just listen. It can happen and you'll be losing audience. So that is why, regardless of whatever you do on your channel, invest in audio, right? Invest in audio. So that's what I did. When I started my YouTube videos, horrible. The audios were horrible. I had to take the audio from the camera, which wasn't the best, so I needed to invest in it. And yeah, I've spent a lot when it comes to audio. Let's start with the obvious thing that you are seeing, which is the Holy Land LAC 2 or LAC M2, right? Now, this we got recently for the studio, right? Now, we got it after buying several microphones, which I really feel shameful, or it's a shame to talk about, because I thought maybe I could get the right thing looking at the fact that I know more about audio already, but it wasn't the case. Now we finally got this one, and this one is doing a very good job. I know you have other, versions, upgraded versions in store, but this is what we got. This is what our budget could have. Now this comes with its whole set of accessories, which you would see on the channel right about, in a week's time or before this video even comes out. It depends on what he wants to do, because I'm pretty sure he reviewed it. Now, that's been aside, this is what you can hear. You see, obviously, that's what you are listening to right now, because it's there on the land. Like, it's on.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't have to talk much. Now, let's get to what we had before the Holy Land LAC M2 came in. But before that, I need to pick this call. I used to have a microphone, which I forgot the brand, by the way. I don't know. I think I've hidden it here. This one embodies a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. Good. This microphone, which is called the Boya microphone, which I would normally put inside my camera and, clip it to my shirt and be speaking, which was doing the job for me when I ditched what I used to get from my camera. So the Boya, I bought 2 because at that point I was like, I can get 4 people on my channel, so why not? Meanwhile, I was having just 2 cameras. So you can imagine 2 cameras for four people was like weird. But I still had the fit. So I got the Boya, and this was the Boya. I clip it on my shirt, and then it can work for both phone and then camera. So I was using it for a while. And then I thought to myself, like, I want to do podcasts. So, well, if you want to do podcasts, you need microphones, right? So I think the last person I used this thing on my video with was Rehab Charles. Yeah, that was when I ended everything. So I got this microphone eventually. Now this microphone is actually AT2040, and I got it from Grok Maroc here in Morocco. They actually sell their stuff online, but now I realized that they have shops. And then I got it at 1,050 dirhams each. Sorry, those who don't know, I just got the microphone. There's the microphone, right? The microphone. No cables, like just microphone. And then, yeah, I got 2 at first. That cost me 22,100. Then I later got the other 2. One is in my bedroom. That's what I would normally use for my, my Instagram shots. And then, before I moved to this studio, I used to have the boom arm that you would normally clip to a table in order to put the microphone on. So I stopped using that when I moved here, because eventually it's not the same setting as this video, right? Now, that's what we eventually got. So we bought this one later on here at the Medina, which I don't know the price, by the way, but I realize it's heavy, man. You can use this thing for yeah, so it's heavy. And I think I got, honestly, I don't remember the price. I only know if he can remind me of it.
Nah.
Honestly. So I got 4 of these because I eventually had 4 microphones. Now, I also had this cable. Now, this cable is really important when you are, into audios. I realized it later on. So I went to the Medina inside to buy the cable. Now, when I went to buy the cable, when you say Medina, guys, I don't know. Medina is the marketplace, the largest souk here in Morocco. When you say Medina, it's where it's like people buy stuff. Like it's just like a market. In Ghana, that would be like Circle. That would be like Ketia. Here, it's Medina. I know there's Medina in Ghana, but it's not the same as here.
Community with wall and
yeah, community.
everything they did.
Yeah, with wall. They are trying to increase their security. By the way, let's get back to my microphone.
Sharp.
So this cable, I bought one at the Medina, which I just used for like about how many weeks? I think 5 weeks. And it started breaking up. Like, then I realized that there is the quality one, which actually comes from Germany. Okay. So I quickly went to Rock Maroc, where I bought the microphone from. And then, they told me that this is the cable. And when you have it, compared to the other one, you realize this one, it's souple. It's wiggling. So, but the other one is very hard, When you are doing it, you realize that, it's obvious that it will break at some point. So that's what happened. Now, one will ask me, do I put all these things inside my camera? It doesn't work that way, man.
Exactly.
There is an interface. Now, someone would put this whole thing through this interface called the sound card. Now, when you have the sound card, you have to record your audio somewhere. So it's all about, cables going somewhere. Now, if you can put this thing in a sound card and put it in your microphone, in your camera will happen to record everything for you. Very simple. But if that's not the case, you need a recorder somewhere and then put everything in sound card, bring it into the recorder. Because whatever you see here takes power. That's why it needs the sound card. Because you don't plug this thing inside, a socket and then plug it in a recorder. Because it takes 48 volts each and every time you plug it into a sound card. So I thought to myself, why not get something that will record the audio at the same time serves as a sound card? And that is where it appeared.
But nothing appeared.
Nothing appeared. Okay, let's do it again. That is when
it appeared.
Finally, it appeared, by the way. So I got the Zoom H6 handy recorder. Now, it's called H6. Why? Despite the fact that it's 4, right? You guys can see 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's called H6 because there's another thing on top. I'll show you guys later on. That can also take 2 recordings. It's the same left and right, so it happened to be H6, they call it that way. Now, this is very small, very, very small, as you can tell, but it's very powerful. Now, it comes in 2 forms. You can put batteries inside, which I prefer the chargeable one, so I do charge it. I have a charger to these batteries right here. I do charge the batteries. You don't need it. And then you can also use a DV of 5 volts over here. So it depends on whatever you want. And I really like it. I hope it will last long. Because it's getting too much old, but I hope it. So it has phantom in it. Those who do ask, because why the hell would I be using a studio microphone without buying something that has phantom in it? It has phantom in it. I know those who are the audio guys would get what I mean at the end of the day. So we have our gains over here. We have how to, I know everything about it. I don't know if I would have much time to explain it. This is where you on it. Right? Ding, H6 handy recorder. Now you have all the settings over there. You have your menu right here. You set everything, your folder. Your folder. And then your low cards. Your complementer, your monitor, your phantom, your plugin name, your gain, everything, the information, everything is in fact in there. And then I think I really love this bad boy. I really, really love it. So someone would now be talking. How much did you get this? All right. Now this is already on, and this is our menu where you can actually glide through a lot of things over there. If you want to put it on phantom, pre-record, and project name, sound marker. So at a particular point in the audio, you can actually know that this is what you want to do to this audio, and the play mode and a whole lot of things. You have some buttons on there. This is the record button, which is very obvious and very red. Like there's no way you're going to miss that, man. You have the play button, the forward, the reverse, and then we have the stop button, and we have, each of these numbers
representing the line.
Representing the English was lost in a bit there. They are representing each of the lines in. and out. Now, this thing actually people don't know is that it can take two things. Now, it can take the jack and also the 3-pin.
Yes.
Yeah, the jack, you put it right inside, and the 3-pin, yeah.
Discovered that
It's already
recently
there.
in a video.
Yeah, so that's for the audio. I
I'm
believe.
not done. So, why do you choose audio?
Wait.
Before?
Yeah, this is important. There people would want to know the price of this.
I think you mentioned it.
I mentioned it, but I believe the video.
Okay.
Yeah, got lost in the wilderness. Yeah, lost in nature. Yeah. So this actually I got it 4,600. Despite the fact that it's very small, but it's quite expensive. That's why I actually keep it like it's a baby. I really respect it a lot. Yeah.
Was that the best choice?
No, that wasn't the best trend, but I think this is something I thought of. I thought of the fact that I can send this thing anywhere I want.
Okay.
Because it is portable.
Yes.
And eventually, that's why I got it.
So any negatives about it so far?
Any negative about it? Yeah. Any negative about it? Yeah. I realized that when I do recordings with this, the audio that comes in comes at a little gain, because when you increase the gain, obviously you're going to take every bullshit that's happening here. Yeah. But I eventually realized that I needed something we call the sound lifter.
Okay.
So the sound lifter, even though it takes something that is of lower gain, it will boost it. It's just like a preamp. Okay. It will boost it and send it to this bad boy, and this bad boy gives us a clean audio, but then with a higher volume. That's it. That's the only sad part. They should have placed an amplifier in it or preamp in it so that it does the job. You don't have to buy it, man. All right, any question?
Okay, and the microphones too. Why did you choose this Audio Technica?
All right. Mic? It all boiled down to budget.
Budget again.
Yeah, because the idea I had was a pod mic. All right. Now, pod mic, I saw it and it was expensive. You know, I needed to do everything in budget. And then I just decided that this also looks like a pod mic. You see the design.
The design.
Despite the fact that it doesn't have that square thing on it. It just looked at it, I'm like, okay. As well as black. So as long as I made the investment in this, I just needed to,
complete it.
So it looks equal.
Keeping the brand, okay.
If not, I really would love to use the pod
So
mic.
any regrets?
Or even the SM7B, the Shure mic, because that guy is really good. Regrets? No, I don't have any regrets.
So you would love to keep this forever if you have no issues in the future.
But if I have money, all right.
Okay, so people love to also have this microphone since it looks beautiful and all that for podcasts. So what's your advice to the new?
My advice:
supposed to jump in.
You don't have to buy this thing if you don't have this thing, because this Phantom, this is a studio mic. Yeah.
What is this thing? Mention them.
So this is a studio mic. This is AT2040, and this has a sound card built in it. This has Phantom built in it. This serves as a recorder. So you need to have an interface. All right. There's one that is really popular. That's most podcasters use a lot.
Come on.
And
Sure.
It's not a Shure. Okay. That's the microphone, but the interface is a Rode. It's a Rode kind of thing. Pod mic is from Rode.
Okay.
So Rode, they are good in microphones. Yeah. So I think there is an interface. Well, I forgot, but at a point in the video when you are editing it, you put it inside. Yeah, it's there. So let me just give it time.
Okay.
Okay, it will come. Oh, good. So that was just by the way. So you need an interface. So you don't just hop and buy something of this sort. Yeah. So one will ask me, did I buy this thing before buying this, or I bought this thing before buying this? For me, I think I bought this guy before buying this. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did.
So you are saying without the recorder, you cannot use these microphones?
You can use it if you have a sound card. Yeah, and you have a way to get the audio from the sound card to something that will record the video for the audio for you. Being it your camera, being it your phone, being on your PC. Yeah, you can.
Okay. So if you're out there, you want to open your channel, thinking of having a microphone. If you want this type, just know that you need an interface to receive the sound. You cannot just connect this directly to your laptop or your phone. It doesn't work that way. Do you hear the prices?
Which part of your maybe you can use, but which part of your laptop has this?
Maybe there will be a converter.
Maybe you can use it.
So then I will not advise you go through that stress looking for all that. So
don't do that.
Just look for the right tools. If you can't have a recorder or any sound card, Just look for something that's compatible with
See,
what
if
you
you
have
want to
here.
build a channel and you don't know anything about it, just comment in the comment section. We are just going to, guide you on what to buy,
Yeah,
what not to
the
buy.
mistakes he made, a lot of things he bought, now he doesn't use them.
I have most of
Yeah,
them.
he
If you
had
like,
nobody to guide him.
yeah,
So.
I'll show you. I'll show you everything.
Yeah,
I think I'm done with the audio,
I sure.
right? I believe I'm done with the
I think you
audio.
spoke about the cables as well. So yeah.
All right, the cables. Yeah, this is just an XLR.
How much was it, sir?
XLR. Yeah, this was quite expensive because, like I said, this was the original
Quality
guy
one.
from Germany. It's written over here, Germany microphone,
You
whatever.
believe your camera will pick
Yeah,
that?
yeah, the cordial version. So yeah, it was quite. I think I got this guy at 700. Yeah,
Okay.
700. I can't remember honestly, but that's just $70. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the Audio Technica.
Audio Technica. What else do we have to talk about concerning audio?
Audio interface.
So meaning you don't have a lot when it comes to audio.
Yeah, I don't have a lot, man.
Okay, but then you've tried.
Don't have a lot.
You've tried.
Have a lot.
So let's go back to the video category. And I know there you are going to say a lot of things.
Video is going to be a hectic one because I've made a lot of mistakes.
A lot.
And then you realize it when I'm talking about my camera. Now I'm going to talk about the camera in the sense that I have all the accessories that come with it, be it lens, be it a stabilizer, be it but I've made mistakes. I don't know if I should start with the mistakes or I should just go ahead with
give us a story how you started, why inspired you to buy a camera.
So that would be interesting, right? So I started with a phone. So most of you guys should be there like, I don't want to use a phone. I started with a friend's phone. That phone was Infinix. Now in Ghana, we normally think Infinix are for ladies. So my friend happened to be a guy. I don't know why he was using Infinix. That was to shade him. So he brought the Infinix to Morocco. Then I thought to myself like, what the hell? Let me just do video. So I sat down as a first-year medical student and I started doing video because I saw my brother in Ujda, my cousin in Ujda doing video. I'm like, yeah, I can also do the same thing. Talk to camera. So I'll normally put the phone right on my PC. I open my PC, I put the phone there, and then be reading whatever is on the screen. So I think the first video was about the color of your urine. I was really, passionate about medicine, which by the way, I'm still passionate about. But I was talking about the color of your urine and what it can say. That's how it started. Then I just launched the video in the air. I didn't put it on YouTube, by the way. I just launched it wherever it can go. And then, it came back. The feedback came back, and obviously it was horrible. I don't know. It would be very ashamed of me to put it on the screen, but I was speak with, the producer to see if I still have those footages. Can put it on the screen. Then I spoke about the stereotype about airways. Yeah, with my sponge hanging in the background. I spoke about Gary syndrome with a friend washing literally in my video. Matt, that was horrible moments, but that was just by the way. And I thought to myself, look, if I want to upgrade this thing, I need to, take it seriously. So I have a friend who is bright. He's now a medical doctor, a captain as well in Ghana. So he advised me, was like, look, I have to take this thing seriously because he has realized that people are taking it serious. So they advised me to get a camera, which I bought from Jumia, and it was Canon 300D. Yeah, I think so. That was my first camera. And I bought a tripod the same day. And I was very eager to, to do the unboxing. So the camera came, and then I started reading about cameras, and I realized that camera was not actually what we call hybrid. When we say hybrid, a camera that can take picture at the same time video. And you say a camera meant for video, it has a very sharp autofocus, yeah? And we have the Canon doing its things as photos. So that camera was purposely for photos, right? So you see the autofocus is not really good. So I thought to myself, like, I don't have anything idea about camera, so let me just start right away. So I started shooting. I don't know, those videos are things that like I was trying here and there. Then I started putting my videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Then I realized that no, I'm not doing the right thing because the camera that I'm having is not the same as what I really want on YouTube. So I changed my mind. I went to change the camera. I went to the Medina once again, sold my camera, bought my first Lumix camera. I think, which I rarely use. I don't even use it. It's just the line there. I'm looking forward to sell it, by the way. And I have some people coming in to buy. But at a point, when you're first love, you don't really have to get detached from your first love easily. So it's still here, by the way. So that was just by the way. So I sold it and eventually started using it. And I used to shoot that camera, having an interview, meaning I'll be shooting and I'll tell someone that, hey, you stop. let's put the camera right only on you, and we will start talking. We say, hey, you stop. The camera on both of us. Like, it make it look like it's two camera. By the way, it was just one camera. One Lumix doing the whole job. So it came with a lens of 14 to 140 with an opening of 3.5. Like, I know a lot about cameras to the extent that I'm just blabbing. So I'm just going to start with what I eventually had and my last camera I bought recently, which is the Sony, man. I'm in love with Sony.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assemble everything over here. Let me just make space for me. Assemble everything over here. Good. Did I buy a brand new camera? I bought a brand new camera, if you care to know. Yeah, and the brand new cameras were, it was actually one. The Canon. Okay, I think two of the cameras are shooting. So unfortunately, oh my days.
We'll find a way to show them.
We will see if we can do the B-roll later.
No, we'll do it now.
Okay, we are going to do it now whilst one is recorded.
Yes.
So let me start with the ones that are not recorded.
Yes.
Okay, good, man. Good. Now, let me start from the newer version to the older version.
Yeah. This is one of them.
Now, this I bought only the box. In French, we call them boîtier. Now, all these things are second-handed cameras. You can check how many times this camera was actually used, shot. So I bought, this is actually the Sony 6500 with steady shot inside and shoots at 4K.
Alpha 6.
4K, 30 FPS, as well as HD with 120 FPS, which I really love very much because it can slow motion your videos for you. All right. Now this bad boy, I don't know when it was made. Honestly, I rarely use it. I just realized it because I've not had the time to read much into it. But it came without the lens, so I had to add a lens that came with my previous Alpha 6300, which is 16 to 50 millimeters. So I had to slap it on it. So that's what I eventually did. And so yeah, that's how we had this bad boy over here. And I haven't used it that very much because I still would like to use a very good lens on this. So since it is with the 16 to 50, I really use it. I got this bad boy at 7,500. It came with a smaller cage, which I eventually placed on the other camera. Of course, it has this thing. It's not something that you should be afraid of. It's not magic either. So that's how I got this. It came with 2 batteries, and it's not been bad because I really love Sony. Sony, it's all about low light, good color, and then good at autofocus. And Sony is like mad. So that's it. The Sony 6400. Now it's just shooting the fast shots whenever I'm having 2 subject conversation. Now, this was the camera I was talking to you guys about. My first ever camera after buying the Canon. So this one is the Lumix J. I think it's J9. Yeah, the Lumix J9, which is touched by the way, but I've stopped using it because I feel like there are smokes in it whenever I'm shooting. So in between each ISO, there is no number. So you jump from 200 straight to 400, straight to 800, and it's like, man, we don't need that. We need to be in between. So I decided to, leave it behind. But of course, there's something someone can begin with. So why not? I can sell it. So this actually came with this particular lens, which is of 14 to 140, which I love very much, by the way, because I get to, get a close shot, even if I'm far away. Those who understand camera very well, it can actually zoom out. So this lens came also with the other Lumix J100. Now this lens is, I think, is 35 to 100, which I rarely use because why the hell will I have an f-stop of 3.5 for 35? No, I hardly use it. So that's all about the camera. Now I got this bad boy over here, 4,500, and then the lens came with it. So yeah, it came together. And it also has 2 batteries, and you charge it externally. This one to charge it externally. So that is everything that you guys need to know about these 2 cameras. Any questions?
Okay, we go to this camera, then from there, I ask my question. So
okay, this camera.
This, yeah.
Okay, this did not come with this camera, please. I have to remove it. This one is another thing on its own. Because this alone can cost like 200 dirhams, I think. Now, this bad boy, I really love very much because, the color is incredible. The color is incredible. Autofocus is incredible. But then it needed a very good lens to to work to my taste. So I got this 25 millimeters 1.8 f-stop, slapped it on this camera, and it's doing a very wonderful job. So it's touch, and I bought this thing 5,000. By the way, I asked a lady to buy the same thing, which she rarely use. I'm going to call her out on the video. She rarely use, but then it's a very good camera. So this is what I would use for my guests or sometimes for me. But I would always fall in love with Sony. I'm just using this thing until a Sony comes in line. Or probably I will stop using it whenever I get a very good lens for this bad boy 6500, which I believe in the next coming weeks I can. I just have to work and get that money. So yeah, that's all about this Lumix J100, yeah, which is very good, by the way. It's very, very good, yeah. I also use it on my trips when I'm vlogging and stuff like that, yeah. And yeah, that was just by the way.
We review.
Now, finally, this I've been using most of the time is the Sony 6300, which is shooting me right now. You can tell it's like when in my videos, you can tell that, like the colors, the low light. I mean, I just have to reveal it in style. At the moment, is the one doing the recording. The audio is on it. And now this I got at 7,000. Now this one comes with a lot of story, which I've shared on my channel already. I went to Tangi because of this camera. I bought the first camera. It wasn't something I like. It's like it was rusting, very rusty. Then I came back to Rabat, came back to the Medina, went to my camera plug, and I got what you guys see here today, the Sony Alpha 6200, which I've done a lot of job by the way. Like, it has earned me a lot of money. I really respect it. I really do respect it. But then it didn't come with this lens, obviously. This lens is an aperture of 1.8 with 35 millimeters and autofocus, by the way. And it's a full frame lens. But unfortunately, the camera is not a full frame camera, so it crops the video for me. It does. It does. It's unfortunately. If you want to know the meaning of full frame and stuff like that, you can talk to the camera guy.
Check it on the internet.
Yeah, he will help you with that. Today I'm just speaking about what I have. I think despite the fact that I was yarning, I was shouting about my cameras, I only have few things to talk about when it comes to cameras. But then I have a lot of accessories, because when you buy a camera, one thing about it is that when you buy a camera, you start buying things gradually, and realize that you have to buy a tripod, you have to buy a stabilizer, you have to buy a whole lot of little things, even the cleaner, the cage, then they will tell you tomorrow the screen is not clean, you have to buy another screen. It gets overboard. But then we still have to do that. That is why I would have to introduce you to my stabilizers.
But then tell us the prices first of each camera.
Okay, the price of each camera.
So we can,
once again, so that you guys can do the calculation. I realize that that's what you want
as a beginner.
So the Lumix J100, I got it at 5,000. I got this. So around $500 then. I'll just wrap it up. And this one, I got it at $700. This one, I got it at $750. This one, I got it at $450. Now, the lenses. The lens on this one, I got at $200. The lens on this one, I got at $300. And yeah, the rest of the lenses came with each and every cameras that they came.
So the G100 was how much?
The J100, yeah, the J100 I mentioned is around $500. $500. Yeah, $500. Yeah, $500.
Almost 2,000 plus already.
Is it?
On cameras.
Is it? Yeah.
Almost
20,000 dirhams.
More than.
All right, that's just cameras. Without the tripod stand, without,
the small stuff.
Let me speak about the stabilizers. Speaking of stabilizers, all right? I think I got a stabilizer before I got a stabilizer. Yeah, that's what happened.
You got a mini stabilizer.
So this screen M2 was something I got when I was starting off, like very small. Like I wanted to do that stuff like that. Then I realized that I just wasted $200 of my money. The $200, yeah.
Are you sure? It was more than that, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's $400. I can't remember because it was so annoying to buy this.
$250 to $400.
Yeah, I think it's $400. Now I got this guy to be able to stabilize my videos. But what happened? I realized that my camera is heavier than it. I still keep it anyway because it can work with phone, but just that in the landscape version. So I still have it. I still have it as that. It can't do more than just that. And it's been years since I used this bad boy. But I hope one day, somewhere in my lifetime, I would use it. So it came with its own stand. It came with something to hook the phone with if it's not camera, because it can do both phone and camera. And then it came with this guy too as well. All right. I just realized that I can use this thing. No, I can't. All right. Then we have this extension to, to put your, it's a camera tray. So that's just that. So it is the Crane Xeon. It's a Xeon Crane M2, which I think is not even in the market again. It's not even in the market. But then if you are standing off tomorrow, you can buy this one. Or should I sell it to you guys? If someone is interested, you can come for it.
How much?
I bought it at 4K dirhams, so the person can just come along with 35. I think I'll do that favor.
Don't worry, come with 2K.
Okay, yeah, you can consider 2K too.
Yeah.
Okay, then I finally decided to get something that can actually hold my camera, which was the Ronin RCS2. Now we have 3, we even have 4. So this one is budgeted something, which I got stabilizer, which I got at 6,100 dirhams, which is around $700, which is expensive by the way. So this bad boy can buy a laptop, or just a stabilizer. So this is what was in the box when it came. Of course, it has the silica gel to absorb all kind of water. People would ask, what is this thing? But this thing is very important because it absorbs water. When your phone falls in water, you can just literally put this thing in a pack of plastic with the phone. It will absorb all sorts of water. But then, do not eat because it's poisonous. Now, we have this thing that I've never opened before in case one of my nuts on this thing gets missing. So I think, yeah, that's what it does. I've never opened it before. So this is a camera tray. This is where you put the camera. You see, it's old because I've been using it several times and it's making a lot of money for me. So it was worth buying it. And the stand is actually what is beneath the Lumix at the moment that is recording. Now, this bad boy, I think, is somehow charged because it's always ready to work. Yeah. It comes with 3 modes there. We have the FPV mode, we have the PF mode and PTF mode. So yeah, it comes with that kind of mode. Yeah, and then I really like it because it does a very wonderful job for me. So that was just by the way. But so this one I bought at $700. This one I think $400. And all these things already $10,000 already. But money is being wasted here. I'm wasting money.
Yeah, proud. Right. Wasting money.
Let's talk about the tripods now. This is a tripod called the Winfing WF71. About tripods, I first bought my tripod the same day I bought it from Jumia. Same time I was using it, it broke. So I bought one which was really bad. It was really bad. But then I eventually decided to get myself somehow professional when I'm going for jobs. All these things you see, I actually go on job to work to shoot videographies and stuff. I just don't do YouTube videos. I do videography as well. So I needed something very professional. So I bought the Wenfeng WF717. Bam. I think I bought this guy at $200. Oh yeah, $200, 2,500 thereabouts dirhams. So yeah, and it's very solid. It can go as high as here. I really love it. I love it. I think if I'm buying a tripod, I'll consider buying something professional once again. And now all these bars that you see here, this one, a friend left it here, unfortunately. But I think I'll consider using it for my TikTok videos. Yeah, a friend left it here. It's very weak as well. So yeah, that's what we have. And we have these bars over here. They all came with some kind of soft boxes. And then I'm not using the soft box again. But then the bars are really important and necessary. And then we have this I bought recently. This leaf. I think we don't have any goats over here to chew it, so that's cool. So I bought it recently at 450 dirhams, so $45, just to beautify the place a little bit. And we have this comfortable chairs that comes at a price of 799 dirhams.
Which is $800.
Which is $80 by the way, $80. So, and very comfortable when people come for conversations, like you get to have a very interesting conversation without you getting tired as hell. Yeah, and this table we met it here, but I'm looking at changing it because it's not giving that vibe, the vibe. It's not doing justice to whatever we have here. And beneath over here is everything is switched. Like this, things turn off over here. So that's that. So that's how everything is plugged over here. We have our little Wi-Fi for our guests. And yeah, I think I have done a little bit of everything as it is right now. Yeah, so this right here will be a studio A when someone wants to shoot podcasts or whatever he wants to shoot. And this over here is a very nice background for studio B. So we have some books over here. We have the Holy Bible. We have the Psycho-Cybernetics, which I bought for a friend. I realized, but I've not given to that friend yet. I don't know, I need to meet. I've written something even in it for the friend. Wow, interesting. And then I also have, we have to make money. This Bible, Psychology of Money. And yeah, I want to change my lifestyle as well. So yeah, what you say that will make you, yeah. So I read a lot sometimes. I read. And a little bit about Morocco as well. Ask me how I knew about Morocco. It's because I read this book called The Rough Guide to Morocco. And yeah, we have some medical book because obviously I'm a medical student. I can't just be reading for money. So we have the anatomy, we have a stethoscope, we have some books about French. I have the Bibles over here, obviously. We have the boxes from which I got all my gadgets. And yeah, there's this little boy I really want to talk about. We still have to do business. So yeah. And then yeah, this one is as a prop. I got it from a Reverend Father when I used to shoot my video at the other studio, which was also given to me by my Reverend Father. Now, most of the things here are boxes. This thing we got from a brother, a friend who has relocated, so he had nothing to do with it than to just give it to us. We are very much grateful for beautifying our house.
Okay.
And any question?
Any questions to go?
Okay.
So, before the advice and everything, how do you charge your batteries of your cameras?
Okay, that's interesting because there was something I realized with the camera you were having. I used to put the camera battery inside and charge it. So that means if I'm working and the battery goes low, I have to stop using the camera charge because I can't use it whilst charging it. So I had to invent something. So then I had a charger for the battery of the Lumix G9, the bigger Lumix. This one. And then I thought to myself, no, a friend thought to himself, like, why would I have a charger to this battery and not have a charger? Let's just put it inside. So what he did, he took the battery from that camera, placed it inside the charger. Because this battery is smaller than this one, the battery of this one, he placed the paper behind it. You know how we would do it in our phone, our Nokia phone. And it started charging. I'm like, wow, something new has been discovered. And from that day, I've been using the Lumix charger. It's somewhere hidden here. And yeah, obviously, if the camera can get here, it's in use and you could tell how we are using it as a stand right now. I don't know if you have enough light. You see, can you see it now? Yeah, you see this is pushing it a little bit. Now this is the charger to the Sony. I think this one is still charging. So yeah, we have 3 batteries we can charge at a go. And this was the previous one we had. It can only charge 1 battery at a go. So yeah, they are doing justice to the battery system and I think I really like it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's take it to the next phase, which is the advice.
You have to really know what you want to do. So I will normally ask the question, is it just for fake pictures or for videography? That's an important question. So when you are going through picture part, you know what gadget to buy and what not to buy. If you're going through videography, you know what to buy. I'm not going to talk about pictures because I'm not into pictures, I'm into videography. So the mistakes I did first. When buying stuff like this, the first mistake was for my camera. I bought a Canon, I think 1300D. I remember very well now. Now that camera was purposely for pictures. So you could tell that I had no idea about what and what not. You get it? So that was my first mistake. So I had to sell it to buy Lumix, which was meant for videography. Okay. Now buying the Lumix, I didn't consider the settings like ISO, low light, stuff like that. I'm like, I just want something for videography. So I bought the Lumix G9, which eventually after reading around cameras, I realized that I need something of low light. I did something of, high ISO without, having grains in my videos and stuff like that. So I had to, shift to another Lumix. Now, when I bought my second Lumix, which is the G100, I realized that no, I am not having enough light, so let me buy lights. I bought the lights. I spent money to buy this bad boy light over here, only for me to still have grains in my videos because my lens I'm using was having an aperture of 3.5, which is very important when it comes to exposure. Because we have the three things that helps in exposure. We have what we call the aperture, the ISO, and then the shutter speed. Now, the higher your shutter speed, the brighter your image. The higher your ISO, the brighter your image. The lower your aperture, the brighter the image. So all these things come into play. So eventually, my camera J100mm was having all these two things, and it was lacking the aperture. So I had to consider a lens with a lower aperture, which I eventually did. I bought at $200 or $250, which had an aperture of 1.8, which is what we are using in shooting right now with. So yeah, that was another mistake. So when you are considering buying something for yourself, you have to ask yourself what you want. You are shooting at outdoor, you want a nice depth effect, like a nice blurry background, yeah, depth field. Then you have to consider a lower aperture, which is 1.4, even 1 or 1.2. You have to get a very good lens with, a very good focal length. And yeah, you have to get something with low light, something that can, detect colors, and something that does well with autofocus. Because you wouldn't want to be shooting and then the person's face will be blurry and it will have to take about 30 seconds to get the person in focus. Then there's no need buying that. And so, yeah, those were some of the things I didn't read about before getting my camera in the first place. So now I have all those things intact, and I think, yeah, they've done justice to my videos so far. You guys, people tell me like your video is clean, the camera is clean. It's because of these simple mistakes that I rectified. That's it. Now, my advice in getting into this space now, this is the idea I had. My idea was to do YouTube videos and then cash out, right? Because I'm a student, I need money. Yeah, why not cash out? But then I started off on the wrong foot, honestly. I started doing videos about. By the way, there's audience for everything you do on YouTube, being it medicine, being it. But the problem is, how do you take off quickly? That's the important question. Now, taking off quickly has always been about doing what the people want, the people around you want. You get it? So I hardly know people in medicine, and then I don't have, the prestige to talk about medicine. I was still in medical school. Who would listen to me? Even though I have people who are there for me, my audience, but then at that point, no one was listening to me. So my video was not skyrocketing. Then I decided, I learned all these things later on. So my bit advice I'll give is, you have to know what your people want. And when you get the prestige, when you become popular, and when you talk about anything, people will listen to you. Trust me. When today, one of the biggest YouTuber we have online, Mr. Beast, talks about something small, tweets it, people will listen because he has gained a lot already. So even if it doesn't have to do something in his niche. And he speaks about health, he speaks about anything at all, people will listen because he has made it. So that's how I decided to switch life. All right. So you have to do what the people want. So when you skyrocket, you can talk about anything you want now. That's it. But then I realized I was getting better at videography and if I can make money out of YouTube, let me start doing video for people. So that's what's happened. So I just got up one day, first shot a video. I had money. I'm like, oh, money is coming. Like I started making some bit of $100. Like money is coming. That's 1,000 dirham, by the way. So money is coming. Like let me keep doing it. So second gig, I hit like $300, and like a month, I started getting like $500 in a month. I'm like, wow, can get money. So with YouTube, I was able to know how to edit videos, add effects, clean faces, know what to shoot. So and then I'm buying the stabilizers, and then I'm buying. By the way, I had something that also helped me doing audio. I forgot to mention. I normally will use it for outdoor events. I never forgot. I forgot to talk about it. So it is the microphone you see over here, so that when you go and you're shooting an event where people are speaking to microphone, you can get a bit of your sound as well. So yeah, this bad boy, I bought it recently. So it's because I was having a lot of money, so I decided to invest in it more. So for me, do YouTube. If you don't get money from YouTube, you are going to get money as an editor. So that's how it happened for me. And today I'm still eating off of all this stuff. Yeah.
So how did you learn all this?
Honestly, I woke up one day I thought to myself, if I want to do YouTube, I have to do the best thing because they were telling me online that look, people would want to watch quality stuff. So you don't just do anything and put up there. So I used to edit with CapCut. No, not even CapCut, Filmora. And then I said like let me do professional stuff. So I woke up one day, sat in front of my camera, watch a video of 9 hours. Each and every time I watch 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, like watching an episode in a movie, which everybody do by the way. And then I ended up, know every bit about video editing. And you don't have to know everything 100%. One thing most people don't know is that videography is actually creativity. It's a skill. Now, when you have the idea of just cutting and joining, you'll also have to know at which moment you have to put certain effect. Because when you are shooting a graduating video, you don't want to have too much effect like shim there about. Maybe a little bit of lights burn and stuff like that is cool. But you don't need more because it makes it look a little bit cinematic. So basically, you don't have to learn everything the same day. That's how it goes for videography. Now, someone will ask me which software I use. I started off with Filmora, like I stated early on, then moved on with Premiere Pro because I wanted to be a professional. So I just finally moved to CapCut for a while because I wanted to teach some people how to edit and the quickest way. And then I did DaVinci a little because of the color grading and I think with all those things, I'm able to move from one end to another. I mean, if you learn one editing software, basically you can learn each and every one of them because it's basically the same thing. It's all about your creativity and how to go about it when it's in front of you, how to solve certain problems because that's what we face a lot. On field, we do footages where we get into our bedroom, get in front of our cameras, we realize certain things we're not supposed to do. Certain things were not supposed to be there. We just make sure you correct it. So that's how it works for us. So
okay. So which of these softwares do you prefer as the best?
For me, I think I've realized it recently again that whenever I put footage in Premiere Pro, the color is not giving what I really want. DaVinci does it very well. I don't know. So it tells me what is really good and what's not really good. I love to work in Premiere Pro because it comes with layers. It's not stretched out like that in DaVinci. And I think I love to work in there. But when it comes to color, DaVinci does it better for me.
Okay. So you have so many cameras on your table. You have Lumix, you have Sony. So the two, which one do you prefer?
I knew this question was coming at a point, and it came. So honestly speaking, I think I would choose Sony over Lumix. But that doesn't mean Lumix is also better than Nikon when it comes to videography.
Okay.
All right. Now, I will choose it because Sony has low light, right? It doesn't show all the light. And then in between 400 and 200 and 400 ISO, there's something in there you can choose which would actually, make you not expose your subject. So there's a fine tuning. And it's good at autofocus, man. There's nothing much to say. Sony is Sony.
All right.
Is it not presentable? It's very clean. All right, so that's that. That's the reason why I prefer Sony over.
And you have two Sonys, so between the two, why did you buy two different Sonys?
Obviously, I bought the Alpha 6300 first because of budget. If not, I would have gone for the Cineline FS32 FS3. But it's all about money. Then I later got the Alpha 6500. The reason why I prefer to upgrade a little bit was because of the steady shot that's really inside. They stabilize your video. They all shoot at 4K. That's great. Now we even have footage. We have camera shooting at 6K, so it's not a big deal. And then it's also shoot at 120 FPS at HD high definition and 30 FPS at 4K as compared to 6300, which shoots at 100 FPS at HD and then I think 24 FPS in 4K. So obviously I would like the one with higher frame per seconds to be able to slow down my footage and give it that cinematic look, that way, slowly. That's it. So that's why I would always prefer that as compared to the Alpha. By the way, that bad boy is something I've been using most of the time. The 6300. Yeah, I'm still using it because I've not had the time to really get into this, and it's because I've not gotten the right lens for it. Because I feel like I will need a better lens to get that nice aperture. That's the 1.8 or probably 1.4, 1 point. Like just that it's expensive, so you have to gather some money to do that kind of job. Yeah.
So the box or the lens, which one is the most important?
Oh, that's an important question. For me, it's the box first. The box, because you can't just use lens, right? So you can buy the box and get a cheaper lens for the meantime. So that's why the box costs 7,500, and the lens will add, flare to your images. That's what it does. This is the reason why I'm saying it. Now you see the box, it tells the color, it gives you the frame rate per second, right? It also tells you the ISO, it tells you the shutter speed. So this two things already combine help in what? In your exposure. Now, when you have your how do you call it? Your aperture, it adds up to everything. So these three things actually are involved in your exposure. So since your camera is already providing you two, you just need one of them. So obviously two is better than one. So you just have to get with a lens with a very small aperture, probably 1.4, 1.2, 1.8, and then with a very good focal length, starting from 25 upwards, and there you are good to go. That's basically it. Then you are good to, so you don't push the camera right in someone's face to be able to get the top part. Can go as far as you want because you now have a microphone that can capture sound very well, and then it gets a very clean shot. So basically, I think the box is much important than the lens. But then the lens can be expensive as well because when it comes to Gym Master of Sony, don't go there.
So meaning the powerful lens on the poor box will not really give that much.
No. As long as the thing cannot detect very good color, it's not low light.
Okay. So to the new creators, someone trying to buy a camera, what are the specifications? What to look for?
It all depends on budget, honestly. You have to start somewhere, by the way. You can start with your nice iPhone 16 Pro, yeah. But at the end of the day, you would have to upgrade eventually because when I see people making money off YouTube and still using their phone,
it shocks you. Maybe they don't want to go through the stress of setting and all that.
No, it gets so annoying. It's like you don't care about your audience. I don't know why people still follow them, by the way, but like I'm not shading anybody.
But some phones are giving quality.
I know phones are giving quality, but you have to be professional at least. You have to respect your audience. Like when they are giving you attention, you have to provide what is really.
I believe it's not every person who knows what they are using. Maybe because you are in this creation, that's why you are able to know that this person is using that.
For me, it's obvious. When someone is using phone, it's obvious, especially when the person does not do justice in post-production.
I don't think the ordinary viewer knows the difference.
And what annoys me the most is that people also edit with their phone after shooting with their phone as well. What the hell?
Portability, easy access.
Well, it's bad. It's bad. You don't respect your audience. So yeah, you have to spend that money, invest, and then give the people quality. Let them feel like they are watching Netflix. Okay. Edit, spoil them. It's necessary.
So as he has started or maybe decided to buy the camera, what should he look for to not buy a bad one or wrong ones like you did?
Start with Lumix, all right?
Okay.
With budget, start with Lumix.
What if he has the money?
If you have the money, start with Sony.
Sony. What is he looking for in Sony? You have types in
when
Sony.
you are looking for, it depends if you want to do vlog. Well, I can advise you go for the EZ-V10 or even Z10, I don't know, but you go for that one because that one you can actually turn the screen like that and be watching yourself once you vlog, and it's very portable as well.
That's one thing I hate about this. It
doesn't do that, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what you have to consider. And then the line of cameras Alpha coming up to, they are doing that this day. You can turn it. The Alpha 67, they do that very well. If you have much more money, which I don't have, you can go for the cinema line like FS3, FS30. It's good to go. And then we have in the FS2. So yeah, you can consider all those things, and yeah, you can start with Sony. Yeah,
that's good.
Start with Sony.
Okay, so what about the aperture, the ISO, and those stuff? Just give a brief explanation of what they are.
I've been singing stories, and most of you guys don't know. Like, let me start with the ISO. ISO, all these three things actually affect your exposure. When I say exposure, the amount of light that's coming through your camera. Of course, images are lights. It's the light that falls on the image, then brings it to the camera. The camera detects it, converts it into image. That's the ones that are called the mirrorless camera. The mirror camera actually have mirror in it. The image that is from hits on the mirror and it sends it to the processor. The processor finds the image, puts it on the screen. Yeah, those are good for pictures, by the way, because they have to see clean. So those, they are bad at autofocus. Now let's talk about ISO, aperture, and then shutter speed. Now ISO is about light, simple. So what I normally do when I'm setting up my camera is that I put it at the lowest ISO, because when you put it at higher ISO, you get grains. Grains are the small things that looks like sound on your images. I don't know if there is an example, you can put it on the screen. So that's it. So I will reduce my ISO, the minimum possible, 400 or 200. Now, then we have what we call the shutter speed. That's what I will do. Now, shutter speed is actually twice the number of ISO. That's what we do. But between 80 and 100, you are good to go, because shutter speed is actually for video, nets. What happens is when you are doing something like this, the human eye is seeing all the fingers moving, right? But when you put it at a lower shutter speed, what happens is that you see the trace of the hand, so it gets blurry. That's motion blur. That's what happened. So 80, 100 is good, or times the number of ISO, it's fine. Now, when you do that, what happens is that you are going to lose, your light, depending on how far you go or how less you go. So when you are going up to, like, let's say shutter speed of like 100, it's actually a fraction. 100 over 2000, you get that neat movement. But when you have 150, you get that blur movement, because it's a motion blur. Because it's just like you leaving the eyes of your camera open for a very long time. That's the meaning of shutter speed. So basically, let me just give an example. Now, when you are taking a picture, photographers would understand it very well, and it's best explained in that manner. When you're taking a picture of people running, doing sports, and you have your shutter speed at a very larger number, let's say 1 over 50, what happens is that you take a capture of the trace as well. So you have that blur, motion blur. So it means that your camera actually opened the eyes for a very long time. But when you have your shutter speed around 1,000, 1 over 2,000, that means it's lower. The second at which that particular lens closes the eye is smaller. You are able to capture the individual as if the individual was just standing there. You get it? That's what happens. All right. Now we have, aside that, we have what we call the aperture. The aperture comes with the lens you are buying. It's not embedded in the camera. So what happens is that when you have a lower aperture, you open up your iris to allow more light to enter. And when that happens, obviously you are getting too much light and you are getting a cleaner shot. So that's basically what I can say about ISO, aperture, and then shutter speed. All these three things are really important. You set the ISO first. If it doesn't work, you put your shutter speed between 80 and 100. If it doesn't work, you buy a camera with a very nice aperture. And I think I've answered a little bit of all those three.
Yeah. So I think we are ending it here.
All right, thank you very much for having me.
Tell us about your channel as well. He's
Yeah, I'm a YouTuber, like I said earlier on. My channel's name is WWAD, what basically.
What will the doctor
do? That's how we started with. And we are considering changing it a little bit with podcast and there. Once in a while, telling you about what's happening in my life, on life updates and stuff like that. So which would, come on, just hop on that channel. Check it out. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. Everything that has to do with technology. Yeah, he tells you. The new iPhone coming out, the new Pixel Pro coming out, the new Samsung coming out. He's going to talk about tablets. You're a student looking out on what to buy as computer. He's your guy. Just stick around and he's going to tell you all about it. I hope you enjoyed my conversation.
Yeah.
Even though it was 1 hour, I hope it wasn't boring. See you guys in the next one.
So that was it for today from a friend, and I hope you enjoyed and you learned a lot from this. Let's continue in another video. Bye-bye.